The following BLTV program is brought to you by Authorized Law. Please enjoy.
Hi, this is Heather Jones. I'm a Wisconsin attorney with Authorized Law, and today we're going to do a how-to video on how to properly fill out your account of guardian if you have a minor guardianship over an estate. It is Wisconsin Civil Court Form GN-3505, and depending on what kind of guardianship you have and where you are in the process, it will depend on whether or not you click annual, interim, or final. Typically, if you are a guardian for a minor guardianship of the estate, you will have to do an annual and final accounting. It just really depends on what the circumstances are for your particular situation. But it is noteworthy to state that this is a video that is for educational purposes only, and it is not intended to be nor should be taken as legal advice. If you are running into trouble with properly monitoring your guardianship of the estate, it's always recommended that you meet with an experienced Wisconsin attorney with experience in minor guardianships who can advise you and help you get through any issues that may present themselves. So with that statement made, let's go ahead and jump into how to fill out this form. Again, it's GN-3505, Account of Guardian, and it's for minor guardianship of the estate because, of course, there are many different types of guardianship. So in the top of the form, you'll see State of Wisconsin, Circuit Court, and then a blank for county. Since you've already been appointed guardian and are filing an account with the court, you should understand that you do it with the same county that the guardianship was entered into. You'll do in the matter of whoever the minor guardianship is, or minor ward, and their date of birth, always very important. You should already have the case number. I always recommend when we're doing these kind of post-judgment forms that you have your order sitting next to you so that you can refer to it to make sure that everything you put into the caption is in conformity with what's in the caption on the order. Then you'll say whether or not this is an annual, an interim, or final accounting. So annual would be your annual accounting that you always have to do. Interim would be if you're maybe a temporary guardian. And final would be, you're done being guardian of the minor's estate and you're wrapping things up. So over here in the top right-hand corner is a blank area that is for the clerk of courts only to file stamp the document and make sure that it's properly routed to the case it belongs to. Just stay out of this area right here. Don't staple it, don't jot anything down on it, just leave it completely blank. So now that we've got the caption taken care of, we'll head over to the body of the document where it says under oath I state, I am the guardian of the estate of the above named minor ward. I certify that this is an accurate account of the administration of the guardianship of the estate for the period from, and you can do 1 year to 1 year, month to month, whatever is required by the guardianship that you are taking. Then you're going to provide a summary, just a quick snapshot of where the finances of the minor that you have been overseeing stand. So you'll start with, apparently you probably have hopefully a checking account set aside for the minor that you use to process checks, make payments, whatever, in the process of administering the estate. So you'll begin with the beginning balance, and it can be the inventory net value or ending balance from a prior account. It just depends on where you are at in your guardianship. Then, if there are any newly discovered assets and income received during your reporting period, you will put a number there, but you will also need to attach Schedule A, assets and income received. You want to be very clear on everything that's coming in and going out from that account or accounts, because obviously this is a sacred trust and you need to be sure that you're not using the minor's money or assets for anything other than the minor. Line 3, you'll give a subtotal. So basically everything that's come in. Then line 4, you'll do total disbursements, distributions, and losses incurred. So if you went out and bought school clothes for the minor, that would be a disbursement. If the minor has investments and they didn't do very well over the past year, that would be considered a loss. Now, you need to be as detailed as possible in what's called Schedule B, disbursements, distributions, and realized capital losses. And that total will be put into this area. And then you're going to give the ending balance for the reporting period. So total assets on hand at the end of the accounting period. And then you will attach Schedule C, assets on hand, beginning balance for next account. So this is the snapshot summary. Next, it will ask you about the status of surety on bond. So the status of surety upon the guardian of the estate's bond has either changed or not changed. And if it has changed, they want you to explain why it has changed. Now, typically, if there's been a change, it's going to take more than this one little line to explain it. So what you would do is don't alter the form. Just put C attached, and then on a separate sheet of paper, title it Explanation RE Status of Surety upon the Guardian of the Estate's Bond, and then write down what is going on. You can attach as many pieces of paper as you want to this form, but the Wisconsin court system does not want you altering this form in any way. So what you do is you just put it on a separate sheet of paper. You can attach it, you can supplement the form. So you probably noticed at the beginning of the annual accounting, or interim or final accounting, depending on what you're using the form for, is that you state these facts under oath. And that's pretty much a sworn statement. You are going to need to wait and sign this document in front of a notary. And if there's more than one of you, there's room for co-guardians right here. But yes, don't sign it until you're in front of a notary. So earlier we were talking about Schedule A. Here's Schedule A, where you will describe assets and income received by the minor ward's estate. And you will need to be detailed. If they're getting Social Security, if they're being paid out from a pension, say they had a parent who passed away and they're receiving their parents' they're the beneficiary, that type of thing. Anything coming in that belongs to that minor ward, you need to lay it out right here, and you need to give its accurate value. And again, as we said earlier, if the space given is insufficient, just attach additional sheets. Just, say Schedule A continued, and then continue to say everything that has come in over the reporting period. And then you'll give the full, complete value of everything that came in. And again, if you need to attach a sheet, just click the C attached and just put what you can't fit here on an additional sheet of paper. Next, as we discussed earlier in the form, is Schedule B, disbursements, distributions, and realized capital losses. So, as we discussed, costs of care of the minor ward. Like I said, you went out and bought the minor ward's school clothes. That is something that can come out of their estate account. That's fine. Costs of care. Payments made for their benefit. Assets sold for less than inventory value or purchase price if acquired after the initial inventory. So when the guardianship of the estate opened, there wasn't an initial inventory filed saying what the minor ward had. So if there's been changes to things that weren't included in the initial inventory, you need to note that. You need to explain as fully as possible everything you've done. regarding paying out money or selling something that belongs to the ward. And you need to give its value here. And again, if it's not enough room, you just click See Attached and just at the top of a blank sheet of paper go Schedule B continued and continue to explain. And then once you've got everything explained and the amounts laid out, you'll give that total here. Finally, you will talk about Schedule C, assets on hand. So at the end of the accounting period, say 1 year, you will list what the minor ward's estate has when you're making this report. Balance at the end of accounting period. Checking accounts, savings accounts, CODs. You need to say where they are, and what's in them. If the minor ward's estate has any investments, inventory value or purchase price if it's not part of the initial inventory. Real estate property, including encumbrances. A lot of minor wards get left things if, say, the minor ward's parents both died. Well, they had wills in place and it left everything to their only living child. If there is some type of an encumbrance on the home that they left to their child, you would need to list that out for the court as specifically as possible. And then there are any other assets, kind of your catch-all here. It can include a burial trust. The court needs to know everything that the minor ward's estate has and everything that has changed during the reporting period in the minor's estate. That's just the way it is. It can be a lot of work depending, but you need to do this very carefully because the responsibility is on you, and as we discussed above, it is a sworn statement. So once you have all those totals, you just add them up on this side here. So this is an authorized signature block, and it says not guardian of the estate. Sometimes when an estate is very large or complex, a third party gets hired to examine the status of everything. So here is a space where if the person is authorized to perform such a duty, display of assets and examination of accounts. I am not the guardian of the estate. I am authorized by the court to examine assets. I have examined all securities, depository accounts, and other investments, and such assets correspond with the account except as indicated. So if the court has somebody else look at the minor ward's estate to make sure that there's been no misappropriation, this is where they would sign. So it's kind of a quick and simple explanation for something that is actually very serious and complex. Again, if you find yourself feeling overwhelmed by all of the financial information that you have to provide to the court and you're concerned about its accuracy and you're not sure what to do, you should get an experienced Wisconsin attorney involved so that you can make sure that not only is the minor ward being properly taken care of, but that you are free from any kind of questions that may pop up in the event that maybe you recorded something wrong or didn't understand how it all fit together, which is not unusual. And one last thing, I've been talking about this the whole video. Don't modify the form. You can supplement with additional material. So that is how you fill out Form GN-3505, the annual, interim, or final account of guardian for a minor guardianship of the estate, not the person. Hopefully this will be of help to you. If you have questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. We do post new legal content daily, and we wish you all success with your legal goals, and we want to thank you for watching.
Hi again, this is Kevin O'Flaherty from O'Flaherty Law. I hope you enjoyed the video and podcast. If you did, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to our channel. If you need legal help in this or any other area of law, please don't hesitate to reach out to schedule a consultation. Most consultations are free and can be conducted remotely if you'd like. You can email us, book online, or call us at 414-253-2080. That's 414-253-2080. We have many locations for your convenience, and we serve all of Wisconsin. Thanks again for watching.